Someone's just asked me how my tomato plant's getting on in here. So that's telescopic pot. You can hear a bit of a buzzing noise. I've got a USB fan there. You just charge it up and it'll go all day long on low. And here it is. Been breaking some more branches off as it grows. Plenty of flowers coming, and there's some more coming behind and everything, and it's doing really well. Obviously originally it was planted right down there, this sucker was, and as it's grown it's been left in these sections up until it's got bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger, and so we've got, even though it's only a foot tall, with that nice big thick stem, quite a lot of flowers coming, quite a lot of flowers there, and quite a lot of flowers the other side as well. You know, it's only a foot tall. The reason being, we started it off low, and as it's grown we've been removing flowers and allowing it to get a nice big thick stem so we can keep these tomatoes on. But it would have been a third lot of tomatoes what might have grown on there, but they've been removed because it's more important to get these roots going and have a nice thick stem. So normally this is in a grow tent. Obviously we can grow them in here, see how it goes in this grown perlite. It's another experiment I'm doing. I want to see how tomatoes, full size tomato plant would grow in here from a sucker. And so far so good, it's growing. As you can probably see. I mean, most of you know, if you were going to grow traditionally, where it would be a lot slimmer, that main stem would, because you would have been planting it as a young plant in there, and it would have just started growing, and you probably would have been removing your flowers here. But I don't have to, because I've been, as it's grown from a lot lower down, I've been removing the flowers and letting the roots grow from the stem. So, if you understand where I'm coming from, yeah, and so these will have some nice big tomatoes there, hopefully, and still got plenty of room for it to grow in the grow tent. Or traditionally it would be in a greenhouse, and you get a lot more tomatoes growing on your tomato plant if you grow in here telescopically, because you would have a much better root system. You would have been removing your flowers instead of removing the first ones, which is just to grow up the pot. You haven't got to here, because this is the third set of flowers. I've kept the third set of flowers growing. The reason being, I've got a nice thick stem there, and plenty of roots, and they'll grow some nice tomatoes on there. So you get a lot more trusses normally if you were in a greenhouse, because you'd be starting your tomatoes off low, a lot lower. You'd probably get about 7 or 8 trusses in a small greenhouse, and your tomato plant would be fine, because it's got a good root system, well over a foot, 14 inches deep root system. So if any of you want to look back at my videos who haven't seen this before, and how I'm doing it, and these pots, be interested. The other pot is a small telescopic pot, which I'm going to do another video. I've temporarily taken it out. I'm going to have to sort this grow tent out a bit, because it's got that big, this tomato plant has. But you can't, it's hard to show you how big it is. I mean, that's a little bit better to show how big it is, and how thick that stem is, and how big it is already after a short amount of time. It's a lot bigger than it shows on my phone. But anyway, that's it so far. That's my indoor tomato plant I'm growing over winter in the telescopic pot, and it's grown from a sucker, and it's doing really well. Okay, thank you.